The best salespeople in the world are the ones who do it without you even noticing. Everyone's a salesperson, especially if you're an entrepreneur. In the I'm Not Salesy podcast, join me, Cassie McKenzie, and my fabulous guests as we dive into the top strategies, mindset, and energetics around sales and money so that you can hear more, yes, I'm in, instead of crickets or getting ghosted. So if you're ready to fully book out your programs with aligned AF clients and have people chasing you down in your inbox, asking how to work with you, then subscribe to this podcast today and become not salesy too. The best salespeople in the world are the ones who do it without you even noticing. Everyone's a salesperson, especially if you're an entrepreneur. In the I'm Not Salesy podcast, join me, Cassie McKenzie, and my fabulous guests as we dive into the top strategies, mindset, and energetics around sales and money so that you can hear more, yes, I'm in, instead of crickets or getting ghosted. So if you're ready to fully book out your programs with aligned AF clients and have people chasing you down in your inbox, asking how to work with you, then subscribe to this podcast today and become not salesy too. I just hosted a Q&A inside my LinkedIn lunch break program, and the topics that came up during this conversation were too good not to share here. So I want to give you, a loyal listener of the I'm Not Salesy podcast, a peek behind the curtains of what it's like inside one of my coaching containers and the types of conversations that we have that get really real, really honest, and help move you forward so you can start to see some real changes in your business. And here you go. I hope you enjoy this episode. I routinely am doing free master classes too, by the way. And in these master classes, I aim to give you more value than you would get in a paid program with some other mentors that I've taken, courses from or done master classes with. And I want to make sure that you walk away with actionable pieces of gold that you can implement in your own life and in your own business so that you can start to not only take the action that a seven-figure earner would take, but also start to embody the seven-figure earner as well. Because I know that's where I'm going. In my sales career, I had millions and millions of sales every year. So that's what I intend to create in my coaching business as well. It's so amazing to know that there's like an unlimited amount of people that need help with their businesses. And I just want you to know that if you dream it, like you can make it happen, and that it's not a question of if, it's a question of when it's going to happen for you. But you have to start by like betting on yourself and going in on yourself and allowing yourself to be supported and asking for help, but then also having a mentor that's going to put you in the right spot and kind of kick your ass when you need it. So I love being that person. I was recently telling my energetics mentor that I was like, yeah, I'm kind of like, I've got this Simon Cowell part inside of me where I've like got all these thoughts about what's obviously I can see what's not working for people. And like a biggest challenge like in my past has been allowing that to come out because I don't want to hurt people's feelings. But I feel like otherwise, what are you paying for? Are you paying for someone to tell you what you want to hear? Or are you paying for the actionable steps that you can take where you can start to have fun in your business and make it feel like a whole hell of a lot easier? You know what I mean? Anyway, I hope you enjoy this upcoming conversation here from the LinkedIn Lunch Break program. And be sure to follow me on LinkedIn, but also on Instagram. If you're on one or both of those platforms, on Instagram, I'm at XO Cassie McKenzie. On LinkedIn, I'm Cassie McKenzie because that one was available. So come follow me there and you'll find out about other free events that I run, as well as special offers that I am giving, including my Black Friday offer that is going to be out of this world. Hop on it. If you get wind of this offer, I want you to take advantage and hop in while you can, because this is going to be like out of this world amazing. I look forward to working with you, and tag me on social media. Let me know what you think about this episode and what your biggest aha moment was. I love hearing about those. You know, if you've ever used November and December as a chance to coast through the end of the year, maybe take your foot off the gas, um, give yourself that permission of, oh, it's okay, it's the end of the year, I'll just get started next year. Right? Have you ever done that? Because if you've done that, then you're missing out on a huge opportunity. Like, I want you to give your like, if you're going to give yourself permission to do anything, I want you to give yourself permission to be like 100% you online, right? Drop the good girl act. This is something like I'm working through myself, like at a whole nother level. Excuse me, as I cough. It's getting all that old stuck gunk out of me. But I feel like it's something we all can work on, and especially on LinkedIn, because there are so many stuffy, boring, fucking people and boring content and vanilla everything. And if those people are taking a break from LinkedIn over the holidays from posting content, they're still going to be scrolling. You know that, because that takes zero brain power whatsoever. But people are going to be scrolling. People are going to be thinking about their next mentor to hire. And also, people are going to probably stop posting content, which gives you an opportunity to shine. So if you take full advantage of that right now, and you're able to, step in, then you're going to have fewer people on stage to compete with. Does that make sense? Like, let's face it. The only stage that's super packed this time of year is the Rockette stage in Rockefeller Center, right? So if you can pop on with your legs kicking all over the place on LinkedIn, then you're going to stand out easier. And when you match that with content that stands out, that the messaging that stands out, the sales, like just unleashing the beast inside you to stand out on LinkedIn, then you can be signing clients from now through New Year's. Because guess what? Everybody's got to do their taxes by the end of the year, right? And for those go-getters who are out there making a lot of money, who have all the money in the world to spend on you and your 4 and 5 figure offers, they're going to be looking for things to invest in before the end of the year to help write off more for their taxes. So do you want to be out there taking advantage of this and being like, here's what I have on a silver platter, come invest in me, right? You want to be one of the few out there still doing that in December instead of taking your foot off the gas. Also, what better time to start building up momentum and spending the month of December, like, and actually we still have 6 weeks, right? Like 6 weeks is a long ass time. Like, imagine your mother-in-law. You might think that 6 weeks is a short time. What if your mother-in-law came to live with you for 6 weeks? Now, I love my mother-in-law. She's great. But somebody in your house for 6 weeks is like, oh my God, it feels like 6 years, right? So what if you could treat the next 6 weeks like every day is day one? There's always new people in my world. And this is the longest period in the fucking world, and I've got all the time in the world to sell my offers. You could easily bring in $10,000 in the next 6 weeks if you have that mindset. Like, come on, man, come on. So if you haven't finished your profile on LinkedIn, I suggest you light a fire under your ass to set time on your schedule every morning, even if it's 30 minutes. 30 minutes to go through some of those modules and implement. Go through some of the modules for 30 minutes, implement what you're learning in that same time frame. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it done so we can do these profile audits, because technically you only had 6 weeks to do those,
And a lot of y'all are on like week 5 because, I launched that program about 5 weeks ago. So make sure you're going and getting that done. Now, if you need help with your content, then I have a special offer for you. I'm doing this thing behind the scenes here. And if you're in my programs and you're possibly on my email list or listen to the podcast, then I am like, listen up, because I've got something amazing for you. Now, you may or may not know with my program, obviously LinkedIn Lunch Break, I also have, and that teaches you how to build a presence on LinkedIn where you start, building this presence where you can sign 4 and 5 figure clients easily. You can stand out, build a red hot audience that's ready to buy from you. And I also have add 10K in the DMs, which once you have the audience reaching out to you, how do you create the content that then sends them to your DMs? And then what's the process to close them there? In the way that I do it, super easy. Basically, if people are already sold before they're in your DMs, it makes it a lot easier to close those sales. Like the conversation is quick. You don't need a sales call. So I'm also going to be in January delivering an offer around launching. So you have your 4 and 5 figure offers. I'm going to teach you how to put together a great offer suite and how to launch your offers there. And so this is going to be like a membership where you get all 3 courses, and you're going to get 2 calls a month with me for implementation to allow you to have all the tools that you need to start making money online and especially on LinkedIn. So because you guys are behind the scenes on this, through this week, through Black Friday, I'm offering this for only $4.99 a month, minimum 3 months to join. So if you factor in that most of these programs cost around $800, then it's like a no-brainer. And if you've already spent money, like you're in this course, then like how valuable it is. But also, if you're already in LinkedIn Lunch Break or add 10K in the DMs, then I will credit whatever you paid for for those programs and allow you to be in the Black Friday offer for whatever the difference is. Okay? Sound exciting or what? Okay. Now, the important thing is that you have the tools that you need and the support that you need to be accountable and show up regularly online, right? Now, because otherwise, you're not going to make money. And I want you to make money. I want you to make a shit ton of money. Uh-oh. Let me look at the comments here. What are you saying over here, Miss Ruth? Uh-oh. Did I call you out? Did I call you out? Okay, so I'm excited to get into this more. I'm totally starting late. You know what? There's late. Okay. Let's start like this is day 1. Okay? Pretend you're starting day 1 right now and just get into it and commit to that daily habit. And then before you know it, you will have this all set up. Like you will have this all set up like way before Christmas even starts, okay? Way before that. And plus, like honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. The most resistant building piece of this whole course is the first module. The first two, what do you call them? Like, sorry, I was watching my own video because I was looking at the comments. And the video is like a little bit delayed from the one that's on Zoom. And so I'm like, look, I'm wiping my hands. Okay, anyway, you'd think like I'd never done this before. You think I'd never done like a freaking live stream before, but I've done like a million of them. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'll be honest with you. The first module is hard. It's hard. There's so much resistance. And then you look at your page, you're like, how the fuck am I supposed to fill this in? I don't even know where to start. That's why I give you the profile audit. All right, that's why I'm going to help you. But you got to flesh it out first. and just allow yourself 30 minutes a day, each day. Once you get past those, like the first, like once you get past your profile part, the rest of it is easy, okay? The rest of it's fun because you're like looking for your ideal clients. You're like going on this treasure hunt for the people to interact with, and then creating your honey list and your hive list for the contacts that you're going to make. Um, and it makes it super easy because then all you have to do is go click, 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 click all the way through them. Yeah. So if it's taken you a while or you've felt this resistance, don't worry, you're not alone. Like just know that you've got all the tools there. And actually the third part of that module, so I divided it into 3 different sessions that we did the first week. And so the first one is a lot of like the pictorial stuff. The second module is where like you get into more of like what like about you. What do you want people to know about you? And the thing about that about section is make it more about them. Serve it up in this framework of a really great hook, like let me guess, or here's why you don't have what you want, that kind of thing. And then pull some self-identifying things out there, like let me guess you've been doing XYZ, and if that's the case, then I'm your new bestie, right? Like if that's the case, then hallelujah, we found each other, let's get to work, that kind of vibe. And then you go into here's how your work is different, and close it out with a CTA, right? DM me badass if you're ready to claim your mojo back, or make it specific, right? Like in my in the Add 10K and DMs program, that's where I teach you about like messaging and specificity and the importance of that, like from a buyer psychology standpoint, how that makes such a huge difference in the response that you're going to get when you get people connected with actual experiences that they're going through each day. So sprinkle some of those in that about section. And I know I'm making it sound easier than it is, but just allow it to be that easy, okay? And then I can help you in the audit. I can help you like just rearrange some wording and things. It'll be easy. But once you get past that, excuse me. Once you get past that part, then the second module, it's just finding the right people to connect with. The third module is about commenting and why that's so important and how to do that. It becomes fun, and that's when you're going to start seeing that the ROI. You're going to start seeing that ROI from what you've been doing and working on. So don't let it get bigger than it is. But take it seriously, but don't let it get too big in your mind. Just the whole done is better than perfect. And nobody struggles with perfectionism as much as I used to because of how, like, the mind fuckery of how I was raised. And, but because like, if you saw my first time that I put my LinkedIn profile together, shit, like that's why I hired a mentor. That's why, like, I hired a mentor to learn how to do it. And so mine was like all wrong. And like literally everything from top to bottom was wrong. And I didn't care though that she's like, oh, this is wrong. Because I was like, fix it. Like, let's fix it so that I don't look like a, jack in the box on LinkedIn and people actually want to hire me, Because the important thing is that you have that foundation there. And then when people come to your profile, it's like, bam, there's Ruth. Let me see what you're saying over here. That makes me feel good, except for me. What do you mean, except for you? What do you mean? What are we saying? What do we need to work through here? Okay, does that make sense? So just take action. Just go do it. This is going to be fun. This is going to be something that you'll take away with you for a good long time, right? And you'll be able to move on to that next step more easily. Like, these are the reasons why most people, like, like have a hard time with success on social media, like because a lot of times we allow like our mind to make things bigger than they actually are. So this is a simple process. So then like the third video that's in there, this is basically it's going to be like brainless for you to do this because I've like gone through and created all like the detailed anal retentive shit for you. But this is all settings. Like if I remember correctly, it was just the majority of that third module is here are settings that you need to put on your profile to be the most visible and also set yourself apart while also not recommending, like there are ways that your profile can recommend other people while people are looking at you. So you want to make sure those types of things are removed so that your profile is set up the correct way. So that one's actually, once you get through that, just the second video in this course, once you get through that second video, it's all downhill from there. It becomes fun. It becomes like a game. And you'll start to see the momentum start to build and you'll get really excited about it. Would I recommend a premium account? Right now, no. And here's why. Like until you, okay, until you're like super active there, I noticed like I actually signed up for one for a month recently because I wanted to do searches and start adding people, and it started capping the amount of people that would show up in searches, including events that I was holding, which didn't make any sense. Like, so every time I looked at like the list of people who were signed up for my event, which for a lot of them, there's like 60 or 70, right? And when I looked at that, it would count that towards my number. So I did sign up for premium for 1 month and then I canceled it because I don't really need it these couple of months. I'm not really going to be using that feature. But I would consider it down the road. Now there's Sales Navigator as well. Sales Navigator can help you. I don't have it, and my mentor for LinkedIn actually said you don't need it at all. But apparently it's very good for narrowing down decision makers in large companies. So if your target audience is like CEOs or people like that, and you want to get in touch with those types of people, then it might be helpful. But also, if you are going to be searching a big long list of people, then a premium account might be helpful. I've heard that the premium accounts get more reach, but I'll tell you, good content that good content gets good reach. I'm just going to lay that out there, okay? Disagreeing, like putting up your opinion that disagrees, like legitimately disagrees with a top voice will get you engagement, right? Go look at my post from 2 days ago. Um, I I'm so repelled by these fucking LinkedIn gurus who just fucking like keyboard warriors that sit behind their desk. And Lord knows how they got popular on LinkedIn, and I don't actually care because I'm like in my own lane doing my own shit. So this one has a huge following, and he's recommending to people to send this basically like copy and paste outbound DM message to anybody who looks at their profile, and that touting the fact that he gets like an 80% like connection acceptance rate when he sees people have looked at their profile. Now that's a benefit to premium as well if you want that feature. And I mean, I think profile views are a great metric to hold you accountable for how active you've been on the platform. Like the more active you are, the more you comment with, like, let me just say it, like adding to the conversation, comments that are like legitimately displaying your zone of genius and piquing the interest of other people who are looking at those comments, right? Now, the more you're doing that, the more people are naturally going to be curious about you and come click on your profile. And then when your profile is set up right, you start to get the keyword in your DMs. Like it happened twice for me this just yesterday. And because in my headline it says DM me keyword money for free training on DM sales. So I got 2 DMs saying money, and they came with like connection requests too. So I've sent them the link for my training, right? And then I'm actually doing a training next week called 10K by New Year's Day. I'm really excited to try this. Yes. Yeah. So where was I? So this guy is recommending that everybody sends this canned message that literally I've gotten from, like, this is so funny. Like, I've gotten this message from people, and I remember when I first started on LinkedIn, and I was like so turned off because it's basically something along the lines of like, hey, I saw you looked at my profile. Hey, Cassie, how's it going? Saw you took a peek at my profile. See anything you liked? And I'm like, it totally gives me these like vibes of like, hey, you like what you see? Did you like something about me, and what was it? And like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I might have fat fingered the LinkedIn app, or I might have just been curious and looked at a bunch of people's profiles because I'm literally looking to see if someone is an ideal client or not, if they're active or not. Like, you learn this in the course when you're going through the search function, and make sure you're not just adding people willy-nilly, because if you go to their profile, you'll see how active they've been. And if they haven't made a post in 3 months and they've never commented more than like happy birthday or congratulations, then they're probably not going to be reaching, like I would not count them to be an ideal client for me personally. They're not that active. They're kind of like sitting in the background. Maybe they'll reach out to you. Maybe they'll find your content, whatever. It's up to you to do. But like, I just hate that message. I hate getting those types of messages. And so I disagreed with him. I'm like, I would 100% not recommend sending a DM to every person who looks at your profile. It's creepy, and it makes you look super available. Like you've got all the time on your hands. Like you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs, looking every day at who looked at your profile and being like, oh, wow, somebody did. Hey, hi, you like anything? I'm here. I'm completely available because I'm broke and I have 0 clients. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Who wants that kind of reputation, right? Nobody. So we are not going that route. Now, what I would recommend is, if you see somebody, because I got this question too, if you see somebody who's looked at your profile and you go check them out and you see, hey, I like their vibe, this person could be an ideal client, then start to interact with content if they post it. And chances are they will. Also, you can put polls up, and actually, that's like a whole nother story. But like, you could send them a DM, you could send them a connection request and say, hey, like, look at something. Like, think of this like it's a business, because it is, right? And if somebody clicks on your profile and you go to theirs and it seems like there's an ideal client, then why, ask yourself, what about this person was so interesting to me that they made it seem like this was an ideal client, right? I gotta go, excited about it. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, you're welcome, Ruth. I look forward to doing our profile together. I'm about to wrap up anyway. So, but go to their profile, ask yourself, what about this person interests me? And then send that to them in a DM. Be like, hey, I would love to connect with you. I saw you're into unicorns, and so am I. That's awesome. And then leave it at that. Hit the connect button, connect with them. And then after that, like, you can start conversations if you want to, but posting content for people like that is going to be your biggest ticket into starting to get more people reaching out to you instead of the other way around. Does that make sense? So yeah, I would definitely recommend diving into this course. Don't let that first module scare you off. I admit it's a lot, but it's necessary. That this is why, like I said, the foundations are necessary. It's usually work that you want to put off, but just think about every day that you're putting it off, you're leaving money on the table. You're leaving money on the table. So I want you to make a shit ton of money, all right? I mean, come on. So, um, I'm gonna wrap this up right here because I did answer a few of those questions that came to me in the DMs, and I'm glad to answer the one about the premium account. This has been the Q&A for November. If you want to attend the Q&A for LinkedIn Lunch Break in December, shoot me a DM and I can tell you about the continuation option, because in the future we're going to be doing these most likely in Zoom. Also, there are some Black Friday offers for current clients, open to current clients right now, including Voxer, a 4-week Voxer package with me, an 8-week Voxer package with me that comes with a one-on-one call to map out your content for your business. And also, like I said, the um, like the $4.99 membership. Okay, so this is where you would get all 3 of those courses plus 2 calls a month, and my eyes on your business, all the vibes, like honestly, all the strategies for creating an offer, launching it, selling in the DMs, growing your business on LinkedIn. And like I said, whatever you paid for LinkedIn lunch break, you can put towards that program. Okay? Now, if you have any questions, DM me. I'm really happy to serve you. And I look forward to seeing you all next month. Bye.